Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sabrina, and on this channel we talk about personal growth, university life, as well as all things educational, including let me hear it, AutoCAD. And in this video, as you can tell by the title below, I'll be inserting the dimensions for the isometric drawing that we did in the last video. So guys, if you want to see that, stay tuned. Thank you for watching the video. Even before you watch the video, thank you for watching the video. Yeah. Okay guys, so right here we have our drawing space, we have our work area, and as you can see, all the dimensions they're on the drawing already. And this is because I did a video before, I did a recording already, and then I realized that the sound was really not it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to restart everything so it can be very clear. So this is basically what the dimension should look like, as you can see on the image. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete all of these. This hurt me. I'm going to delete all of these dimension lines, and we're going to start over. Right? So we're going to go to the Annotate tab, and then we're going to select ISO 25. You should have it. It should be in your system already. And select the drop down and select Manage Dimension Styles. Now you will see this pop up. What you will now do is select Modify. A little bit slow, yes. So then you will see this. Now this is where you can modify and alter all the different aspects for your dimension lines. Now it was okay for me. I think the only thing that I did look at was I went to the text, the symbols and arrows section, and I ensured that the arrow side was okay, the arrowhead was okay, and I set it at 2.5. It was okay at 2.5. I also went to the text tab and I ensured that the text placement was above. Now, reason being, in the image it is above the dimension line. And when you select, for example, right here, I'm going to select center, you'll realize that it shifts and it is now in the center of the dimension line. So we're going to just select above so that it can stay above the dimension line. Okay. Now, let me pause the recording because I'm putting my laptop on charge. Okay, so yes, after finishing everything, also ensure that your text alignment is aligned with the dimension line. After finishing everything, ensuring that your units is set correctly. The precision should be at 0 because you're not working at a decimal place, as well as the unit format should be on decimal. So everything should be set up fine with the ISO 25. If you do realize that when adding your dimension on your drawing, the dimension is too small, then you can go into your settings and modify the dimension style and increase the arrow size. And if you realize that it's too big, you can go ahead also modify and decrease the arrow size. To decrease or increase the arrow size, you just go, let me do it again so you guys can be aware. Again, just go to the Annotate tab. Where you see dimensions, you go at ISO 25, select the drop down, and then you select Manage Dimension Styles. Now you will see this pop up. You go straight over to the right and select modify, and you will see this pop up to change your arrow size or to adjust your arrows. You just go to symbols and arrows and you can change the arrow size right here. If you want to change the text size or anything, you go to text, and yeah, just play around with it and see what works best for you and your drawing. So it's fine here. All right, now I'm going to keep it on dimensions, right? Keep it on the annotate tab. Now I'm going to go here where you see this little icon and it says aligned, because I have it on align now, but most likely yours would be on linear. So you probably will see this. You just go there, click on the drop down arrow and then select align. Now these are the different dimension styles. You have one for the diameter or the radius. For example, you have a circle, you would use the diameter or the radius. But now because you're working with an isometric drawing, I'm going to be using aligned. Right. So I'm going to select the end point, sorry. And I'm going to just click any length. You don't want it to be too far out here or too close in here. Just any length out here. So just click. Now you realize that it is at a totally different angle from the image. Because remember, we're duplicating this drawing in AutoCAD, so it needs to be the same. So it's at a different angle. So we want to get it at the correct angle like in the image. What I'm going to do now is type DIMEDIT. DIMEDIT. DIMEDIT, enter. Now you will see this at the bottom right here. If you are following my cursor, you will see home, new, rotate and oblique. You will select oblique. And then it says enter oblique in angle. Now it might, if you did not select your dimension, it might ask you to select the dimension. You just go ahead and select it, but I already selected mine, so it's just asking me for the angle. Now I want this to be at a 30-degree angle. I have no idea how to explain to you how I know these angles, but if you are aware of the compass, how the compass looks, and you have a image of that in your head, then I think you should be fine. But what you can do is type in different angles. I know I work with 30, 150 and 90. So if I should type in, if for example I didn't know the angle and I typed 90 in here, 90 as the angle, right? And I select enter and I realize that it is like this, then I know that's not the angle that it should be. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type in DIMEDIT again. DIMEDIT again, and then select oblique and then type 30, and I realize it is in the direction that I need it to be, or it is at the angle that I need it to be. So I realize also that the number shifts from the center and it is now to the right. What I am going to do, I'm going to go to dimensions right here and select the drop down. Right now you should see some little icons, but we're going to focus on the 3 icons in the middle. If you hover over it for a while, you will see that one says left align, center align and right align, just like in Word document. Left align means that the words are to the left. If it is center aligned, it is to the center, and if it is right aligned, it is to the right. What I'm going to do now is double click on center align, or center justify. It says justify here, but I think it would say align in Word. So I'm going to double click and this little box will come up, right? All you're going to do is select on the dimension line that you want the number to be centered. Just like that. Now, this is perfect. It is just the same as the image, right? Now, it will be pretty time consuming if we are doing this for each dimension one by one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert all the dimension at once. All the dimensions, they're probably going to be all over the place, yes. And then after that, I'm going to correct it. Alright, so now we have all our measurements, all our dimensions on our drawing. So we need to set them in the correct angle. Now, we're going to highlight these ones over here on the right side. And we realize that they're going in the same direction. So we're going to highlight all of them. We could also highlight this one over here because it is also at a 30-degree angle, and we're going to type dim edit and select oblique, right? As I said before, I have already highlighted the dimensions that I want to be edited. I'm just going to type in the angle, and as I said, if you do not know the angle off the bat, you could just play around. So we are going to be selecting among 30, 150, and 90. So if you select 150 and you realize that it's in the incorrect direction, it's the incorrect angle, you just go again and select another angle until you get the correct angle. So this is going to be at a 30-degree angle. So I'm going to type 30, enter. Okay, now we see that the one over here, the dimensions over here, they're in the correct angle, but the one here, it's in the incorrect angle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, select that one, type dim edit again, select oblique, and type 150. Let's see if it's going to work. Yes. So that's all. You just have to play around with it. You just have to see what works for you, and over time you'll get the hang of it. For this one right here that says 108, I do believe that this is at a 150-degree angle. So dim edit, oblique, and 150. Correct. Now, as you can see, so far we have all our dimensions, well, most of them going in the angle that we want it to be, or what we need it to be. Now, there are these ones up here at the top. So again, we're going to select But what we do realize is that they are going vertically. So we can also say that the ones right here, they're going in the same angle as well. So we can select that one as well. All right, dim edit, oblique, and this should be a 90-degree angle. Correct. So we can just zoom up and check on all our dimensions and see if they're in the correct angle. And yes, so we get that part over with. All right, so now that all our angles are where they should be, let's focus on getting all the numbers in the center of the dimension line. So as I said before, go up to dimension, click the drop down, and you should see these icons. Now hover over the one in the center that says center justify, double click. Click on the dimension that you want its number to be centered, and you're just going to continue to do this to all your dimension lines until they are centered. And now we have all our dimensions correctly at the same angle with all the numbers in the center of the dimension line. See, that wasn't so hard. But we have one more item, one more dimension, and it's this one right here. Now what we're going to use for this is we're going to stay on the annotate tab. Remember, throughout this video we should be on the annotate tab. We're going to go to leaders, and right here where you see my cursor, you see where we should be. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go to this tiny little drop down over here, that little arrow that says, when you hover over it, it says multi-leader style manager. Now click on that. You should see this pop up. Just like at the beginning of the video, we're going to select modify. As I said, I didn't really have to modify much, but it would be good if you ensure that your arrowhead size is the same as you had it at the beginning of the video. So mine was 2.5, so the size for my multi-leader arrowhead should be 2.5. It's just to ensure that everything is uniformed. We go to leader structure. Oh, also, the maximum leader points, I set it at 5 because I wanted to be able to have, well, you will see later on, to click more than 3 times, but I just set it at 5 just for the sake of putting it at 5. But everything else should be fine. The text height also, it would be very nice for you to ensure that the text height is the same as the beginning of the video or the same as your dimension lines, so that everything can be uniformed. So once you have this set up, you can just select OK and close. Now, as I mentioned before, I ensure that the maximum points were 5 because, as you can see, this one is broken into the several pieces. Now let me show you an example just freehand. I'm going to go up here and select multi-leader. So just select that and click. If I should go up here and I need to stop at this point, I can stop and I can go somewhere else. I can stop here again and go somewhere else. I can stop here again, go somewhere else. Stop again, go somewhere else. But this is the maximum. So I clicked 5 points. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the beginning 5. Now, if it was 3, I would only be able to click 3 times. Let me go back to the settings and show you what I mean by that. Modify and leader structure, and let me type 3. Save that, select OK, close. Go back to multi-leader and select it. Now, I selected the maximum of points to be 3. Let's see what happens. I click, that is 1. Click again, that is 2. Click again, that is 3. Now, you see it automatically comes out that I'm now supposed to put in the words or whatever I want to type. I'm just typing something randomly, right? So that's what I mean by the maximum of points, right? So let's go back. Let's go back and change it to 5. So modify, leader construct 5. Alright, so go ahead and select multi-leader, and we're going to go close to the position that we see in the image, which is right about here. And I'm just going to go upwards. But you see that it's not allowing me to go freehand, but you need to ensure that your orthographic mode is off. So I just turned mine off. And we're going to go here. We can just freehand it and click here and here. And you see it's allowing me to click somewhere else, but if you don't want to click somewhere else, you can just select enter, and then it will allow you to have your words. And then you can just type what you see, put it on all caps, box opening, and then you want to go below, you select enter, 48, multiply by 24, space multiply by 24, right? And it says deep, so let's just have that, right? So basically this is it, and we just click anywhere else on the screen, just click, and then it should be saved. So we have our dimensions and everything else finished. This arrow right here, I just did it freehand and hatch it. So what I did was just to, draw a line at any length that you want, not too long, not too short. Yeah, just draw a line. Let's put on the isometric. Sorry, I think I did have on the isometric projection. Yes, I did. So just put on the line and then back off of your isometric projection, and then go to one of the endpoints, select a point, and just draw a line going out and another line to just meet that right there, and then you can just go ahead and trim it. Trim, and you just trim right here, just trim the excess and right here. If you want to fill it, like just like I have this white color in here, you can go ahead and do that as well. Just type hatch, 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 enter. I had it on solid, and just select the opening. But ensure that the area that you want to hatch is fully enclosed, or it won't hatch. So that's it for the arrow. I didn't do much for the arrow. Right, so I can just delete this one that I had already. You delete this, and you just move this into position. Now the reason why you have this arrow is just to show you that this is It's just to show you that, okay, this part of the drawing here that the arrow is pointing to, that's the front view. So when you're doing an orthographic projection and you want to see the different views, this area right here, all this area here would be the front view. So that is it for our dimension, guys. Thank you for watching the video. If you learned something from this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any queries or anything that you would like to know, you can comment in the comment section below. Just type it down there and I will always respond as soon as we see it.